Welcome back. It's Dawn with For Grace Creations, and today I want to make some fabric card samples where we have room for journaling and yet there's a little bit of texture. And if somebody wanted to, they could take this and remove it and use it in their journal somehow. So I just thought I would show you a few samples to see what we're making. So there's that kind with the paper holder. And then this is more of a fabric flip. There's two. So these have journaling spots and these don't. These are more for decoration and so that if somebody wanted to use the fabric to decorate their journal, they could. I got this one and this one in a Happy Mail. And then I saw, oh gosh, who was it? Rachel over at Rachel and Bella's Craft. Is that, let me see. I have, let's see, right here. Rach and Bella Crafts. They are on YouTube. I'll tag them down in the description box. They've got some freebies. This is one of them. And then these little cards to make these fabric flips are the other. And that's how I got the idea for these, was from Rach. So, and Bella is her mama. So I thought, well, I only have these two. This is just a scrap piece of paper that I used on my own. So let's try making this first. So what I thought we'd do, I do have music sheet here that I have dyed with tea and turmeric. So all we have to do is figure out the basic size, right? Where is my pencil? Here's a pencil. So actually, you know what? I should get a ruler. Holy cow. Let's see. How big is this? This is, oh my, let's go by inches. Maybe we start at 0, right? So this is 5 inches by 3.5, approximately. So what we could do is just take this and hopefully this music sheet fits in there. Come on now. Kinda. We'll go, where is, oh, I need to shove it through and then bring it over here to the 5. That's what I need to do, because the 5 is right there, here. There we go. So if we want to get this exact, oh my, 5 by, what did I say, about 3.5. So we'll go 3.5, and then you got to remember there's a little bit folded down. How much is that? It is 1 inch. So we're actually at 4.5. And so let's see, this way. What did I do wrong? How did I, maybe it was this. Oh my good night. I don't know how I did that wrong. Let's, you know what? I have an idea. Let's just guesstimate. Let's put this in here. How long is this one? It's long enough that way. Let's go about, let's see, about that wide and cut. About that wide and cut. Oh my. I don't know how I did that wrong. I tried. All right. Let's get all those out of the way. So let's take this one first. And we just fold this over like that. And then I actually don't have this paper, so I got out a stamping block and a stamp. And it's probably a little too big for my page, but let's try it here. It is a Tim Holtz stamp. That's good enough. It gives something at least. And then the edges here are rounded, so we could do that here as well. We don't have to, but okay. And then, oh, these edges are rounded as well. Okay. And then I have a scrap piece of fabric here. Is that gonna work? Kind of, yeah, but one of the things she said was if you use your pinking shears, then it will look like an actual piece of sample fabric. I've never gotten fabric samples in the mail or any other way, have you? So I wouldn't know what it looks like to get fabric samples. I mean, I'm always up for swapping fabric scraps, but I've never gotten actual, you know, like fabric samples in the mail. Okay, so then we just lay this here, flip the top over, and you could glue it down, you could staple it down. What Rach did was she took her glue in a glue stick, and she just went like that. Oh, I think she did give it a little glue there, and she placed it there, and then went like that. Now, for me, what I had done was I just gave it a quick little staple, but we'll try it this way. And there we are. I mean, how cute is that? Now, I will say, you can write on this, but if the paper that you have is wild and crazy and you want to give it some writing space, you want to know what to do, I've got, where is it? Aha, gesso. Just take your gesso, and as long as you do a very light layer, it will dry quickly. Let's see, do I have a paintbrush? I do. It's not my preferred paintbrush, but you just spread it out. You can still see the music notes, but it kind of dulls them. You know, it gets them in the more in the background, and then you can write on there. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. See, you can still see it, but it's not as vibrant, see? And then you can either glue these down into a book, a journal, or you could just simply use a paper clip, however you want to get them in there. Now, I'm gonna lay this aside to dry, and let's do this one. And let's see, if I'm gonna fold it over, I want it like this. Let's first get our stamp. And go like this. And then I'm gonna remove that stamp, and I'm gonna just grab a different one real quick. It is Merchant Taylor, so I'm not gonna be able to get the whole thing, but let's go ahead and just get that on the stamping block ready. Okay, and then so this, we fold that over, try and get it straight, and we'll go ahead and round these corners. They don't want to, so you know what? Let's just leave them. Let's leave them. Now this time, I've got a piece of brown. Now, if you don't have any scrap fabric, give me just a second, and I'll show you what you can do. Let me grab my little tiny attacher here and just give it one staple. There we go. How cute is that? Now, I will say, this is much more beautiful, but if I don't have any more, that's it. Now, this is crooked. Come on, lady. Get with it. Okay, there we go. I will say, I don't always have a lot of time to watch other people's YouTube videos, but when I do, the reason I've been watching Rach and Bella is just because I like their kind of Victorian shabby chic, however you say it, style. You know, flowers and dainty and beauty. You know, I like Pam at the Paper Outpost sometimes too, but I just don't get enough time, guys, to watch a lot of these YouTubers. In the morning with my cup of coffee, I do head over to a friend, Patty at the Bumbling Crafter, and see if she's done anything. And Darcy with Darcy's Misadventures with Mixed Media. So there's a few that I try and keep up with. Okay, we've got those. Now, if you don't have piano sheet music and you don't have fabric, let's see. First of all, run down to your fabric store. See if they have anything on clearance. Or go to the Dollar Tree. Look, $1.25, and you get 18 by 21 inches. Which, I mean, I think that's a pretty good amount. And, of course, we have to get this sticky thing off there. I wish they didn't do sticky, because sometimes it is a mess to get off. Got it. All right. Now, if you don't have music paper and you don't have those pretty papers, what could you use? Well, what about, let's see. I've got this gigantic old book. It's so big it won't fit in the screen. And why don't we just grab a page? Let's get a thicker page. All right, and let's try this. Oh my goodness. All right, so this is the part that I'm going to fold down, which makes that upside down. So turn this upside down, and that's the part. Well, that doesn't give me a lot of stamping area. Let's see. What about if we do like this? There we go. And then we just eyeball it, and oof, I need my ruler instead of scissors. If we eyeball it, maybe about that wide would work. And all we have to do is rip. Okay, and then how long? How about like right here? There we go. And then we want to stamp. So, and really anything works. Just something to give it a little character there, you know? Okay. So we're gonna go like that. I don't even know if that was straight. Probably not. No, but that's all right. And then what we'll do is we'll take our fabric and I want it about there. Okay. And then how wide? That's about right. And then how long? I think if we go here, then now that we have that, we can come with our pinking shears. Now, I have to tell you the funniest thing. I didn't have pinking shears, and this was about a year ago, and I wanted some. So I went into town. We have a small town, and you know, we've got a what do you call it, a quilting shop. So I went in there, and I asked the gal, I was like, hey, you have pinking shears? And here's what she said. No, this is a quilt shop. I was like, right. So do you have pinking shears? I mean, because, you know, they're fabric cutting scissors. Well, people don't use pinking shears for quilting. And I was like, okay, so you're telling me no, you don't have pinking shears. Exactly. I mean, it was like, whoa, I understand sometimes we all have bad days, but this was going above and beyond rude. And usually I just keep my mouth shut and move on, but you guys, you know what I said? I said, so are you a quilter? And she goes, yeah, that's why I own this shop. I was like, oh, you're the owner too. Oh, okay. I said, so you're telling me that you have never used pinking shears when making a quilt? Well, I was like, okay, that's what I thought. But I said, but you know what? I'll make sure never to come back here, even if I do have something that a need for something that you have in your shop. And I left. I understand that we all have bad days. We don't know what was going on with her, and I need to give her grace, and that's fine. I'm not going to hold a grudge. I just thought it was very odd as a shop owner you would treat somebody like that. Yeah, I'm not an idiot. And if I don't know something, I'm going to ask the question. But just because I don't know something doesn't mean I'm a dummy, you know? So I don't like to be treated that way. But again, I am all about grace. We need to forgive each other and give each other the benefit of the doubt. I just won't shop there again because I don't want to be treated that way. Oh, you know what? I forgot to go right here. So with that in mind, I wanted to tell you guys I'm learning that I get to choose who I hang out with. I get to choose who I spend time with and who I allow to be close to me. I'm trying to make wise decisions in that because I find it is very unhealthy for the heart, soul, and mind to just continue to spend time with, and you know, a lot of time with those who continually bring you down, who are always angry or frustrated and treat you like do you see what I'm saying? Even though yes, grace is important. There is a balance there. So how cute is that? I love it. Okay, so we've done a few of those. I want to grab this journal I'm trying to finish by the end of the month and find a page. Let's see. You know, I wonder. Nope, not the right color. I wonder if we glue it to that. That would be cute. Yeah, let's do it. So, where is... Aha. I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac because I'm gluing onto a coffee filter here. And I'm just going to do like this. Nothing perfect. Just to get it stuck down. And, oh, yep, that's what I wondered. Where is my paper towel? I know I had one. It ran away. Let's grab a new one. Let's just get that off of there. Okay, now we go like this. And we'll let that dry. So cute. Now, you know, I could come back in and maybe give it a little more pizzazz, and I could staple 3 times here. You know, just something for fun. I probably should come in and get this back part stuck down a little better. We don't want it coming off. Okay, that should do it. Get my lid on the glue. And then use the napkin to get the excess glue off. Turn it over, because again, we don't want it to stick. Do some more pressing. It takes a minute for Fabri-Tac to really take hold. But we want to make sure it's not gluing down on this other page as well. I think we're good. So yeah, we're going to set that aside and we're going to let that dry. And now let's try one of these little fabric flips. I think these are so adorable. So what I need is some fabric scraps. And what I was thinking was I brought over some pretties and some neutrals. Oh, what about, now I have an idea. What if we do this one like that, and then we do this one. Oh, that's whiter. We could, oh yeah, that's cute. Okay, so we need to make it straight on the top, and then I want it a little bit longer. There we go. It would help to iron these, but I'm not going to. And this side is not straight. So just for fun, let's come in with the pinking shears. And do both sides. It's hard to cut a straight line with pinking shears, at least for me. Do you guys have any issues? Do you guys even have pinking shears? That's the question. Okay. I really need my garbage can closer to me. 90% of my stuff flopping on the floor. You know, let's go ahead and do the bottom. Why not? Okay. And then this one. And then this one. So with this one, let's see where we're at. Well, okay. Rip that. And I think I'm going to rip it here. I want to make sure the butterfly's in it. So then we have butterfly. And I think we'll end right there before that next butterfly. Okay. So I did get these and these. This and this at the Dollar Tree. This back one, I did not, just so you're aware. Okay, so now that we have that, she looks like she did a little bit of lace at the top. But I wanted to also add either music sheet or let's do a little bit of fabric at the top. I don't want to sew this because not everybody has a sewing machine. So I'm going to put half of this here and then come and fold the other half back here. Okay. And then I want my regular stapler. It is right here. And what I'm going to do is go 1, 2, 3. And then we'll grab our Fabri-Fix, Fabri-Tac, whatever this is. Come on. can kind of mush it around. Get the lid back on because it's oozing out. And then plop the lace on top. Yeah, too cute. I really like that. I think that is adorable. Let's do one more. I want to make one out of some neutrals. I've got a journal that I need to put stuff in, and it's neutrals. And then we have this journal. And is that dry? Yeah, that's right. Let's come. Ooh, look at that beautiful blue page. What if we attached this to the page? How cute is that? So what we'll do is we'll get glue up here. And what I want to make sure is that I have it as, oh my, look at that. Where'd my paper towel go? Haha, there it is. I want to make sure I have it as like a full fabric flip so that you can flip the whole thing up and right underneath it. So I just put glue at the top. And obviously it's going to take a little while to dry. So again, we are going to need to leave the book open, but how adorable is that? Oof, I love it. Okay, so we're going to set that aside. And let's do, I'm thinking, boy, and then I've got this. You know what? Let's just rip a strip. And then this can be the back one. And we'll go ahead and rip it here. And then this one, you know what? Let's make this the back one and make it a little longer. So that one, yeah, now this one's too wide. Let's just make it skinnier. And I do, all these pieces I'm ripping off, I do save them. I have a little drawer that I save my scraps in. And what about that right there? And haha, maybe hang some lace right there. And I have an idea. Let's take this extra page we have. What is that? Make all your spare dollars fighting dollars. Keep right on buying war bonds. Yeah, this is a magazine from World War I or World War II. I don't know. But my thought was, let's fold this over. Let's get a little ink. Go ahead and stamp that. Okay, well, go ahead and put this here. Like that. And then 1, 2, and 3. Yep. I like that. Let's get some of the hangies off. Come on now. There we go. So that's kind of a mix between the, I'm trying to get it. A mix between that one and that one. We just did multiple layers here. So fun. And that one will go in my neutrals journal. But, oh my gosh, this is so much fun. Let's do another one. Let's see. I've got these pieces just hanging out here. We could do like that. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe we could do 4. Yeah. And then instead of gluing this, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use staples because that makes it so that if somebody actually wants to take this and use it, all they have to do is undo the staples. Now that one didn't go all the way through, so we're going to do one more. So they could take it out of the journal and just remove those staples, and then they've got their own fabric samples. Yes. Okay. Well, I think that's all the time we have for today, but I'm hoping that you get the point of what I'm trying to do. Just, you know, some fun. I do think that this piece needs that on the end. Yeah, it's not even, but that's okay. Let's get that one. Yeah. So we're going to end today with one of our new cards here. It's just a little tin off Amazon. And it says, seek God's will. If we know that he hears us, whatever we ask, we know that we have what we need. Oh my gosh, Dawn, learn to read. Let's start over. 1 John 5, verse 15. If we know that he hears us, whatever we ask, we know that we have what we asked of him. How do I know what God's will is? Will I be able to do it? If you've ever asked yourself these questions, you're on the right path. The fact that you want to live in accordance with God's will makes him happy. Whenever you seek his voice, his will, God rejoices because he already sees the results of your obedience. The Bible confirms that if we earnestly seek his plans, he will reveal it to us in his own timing. If we are willing to put our own ideas and our own will aside and give ourselves wholeheartedly over to his ways, God will reveal it to us. Oh, Spirit of God, I want to continuously seek you with all of my heart, all of my mind, and all of my soul. And I want to follow your will for my life. Show me your will. Let me hear your voice and then help me be obedient and walk in your ways. Amen. Now, we have read both sides of this. This is going to go into a journal or into a happy mail. Whoop, whoop. I like to share them. All right, guys. I hope you have a fabulous day. And I won't see you tomorrow. I'll see you the next day. Bye, guys.